to the truth. thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thanks for joining us today. My name is Brian Engelman with the New American Media. We're here at the 2024 Republican Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And look who we have here.
Hey.
Thank you so much for taking a few moments.
Good to see you, Brian.
Do me a favor, can you introduce yourself and explain kind of the genesis of Gateway Pundit?
Great. So I run Gateway Pundit. I'm Jim Hoft, the founder, 2004.
Okay.
Had a couple readers at the time, a little small blog. Today the past week we've had 4 million readers, page visits a day.
Oh yeah.
A lot going on. So we've grown quite a bit, and we're well liked by the grassroots. Mm-hmm. Maybe the establishment not so much sometimes, but that's okay. I wear that with a badge of honor.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Well,
and,
where do you think the New American Media came from? It's because the old American media failed.
I love it.
We've been doing this for almost a decade and a half, and 13 years now, and it's astonishing that when I grew up, I loved journalism. Were you a journalism, did you have that in your path? Were you writing or
no, I
following
think
current events?
It was more for me, it was just finding that there's a different, and it really was the internet. When the internet came out, you finally could see that there's a different point of view that we never had with the mainstream media.
With the gatekeepers.
Yeah, and so that turned me on, and that's when I started writing, was soon after that. Yeah.
I had a conversation with John McAfee before he passed. Well, obviously that's redundant. But I remember talking with him just saying, I only have one voice this time around. I don't know how long they're going to let us keep the internet because it's such a leveler. Yeah. It just levels the playing field. Do you have any concerns about that? Talk about censorship and where we're at. There's some pushback, but we kind of keep getting beat up. We've been demonetized, shadow banned, deplatformed. You name it, we've done. Oh, yes. So can you talk about that a little bit? Because I know you guys are right in the crosshairs.
We're currently in that Supreme Court case, the Missouri versus Biden administration, and we have to go back to the drawing board because they kind of,
they
threw it back,
it,
which is disappointing. But so we're back in the Louisiana court, and we're going to do more investigating and depositions, and we'll find more information. I think more is coming out all the time.
Right.
It's shocking.
And they're guilty as sin. They're it's not even debatable. Really.
Well, of course they're guilty because when the judge and the brave Judge Doty down in Louisiana, when he said it was actually was it 2 years ago now that he said that they have to stop censoring people. He said that on the Independence Day.
Right.
And the next day, the Biden administration came out and filed their lawsuit saying, no, we don't. We're going to keep censoring. And
kind of like student loan debt. You're not allowed to do that. Cool, I'm going to do it.
Right. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I've never seen an administration like this.
They're pure. I don't know what you call it. Is it Marxism? It's they certainly are against the First Amendment, free speech,
and the Second.
Yeah, and the way they're going after people and
the lawfare.
Yeah, we're stuck in that right now with a couple cases. It's just takes up a lot of your time, sucks your energy, and
that's the
sucks your resources.
That's the point. It's like a divorce. Mine was amicable, but in a lot of them, it's just, we're going to grind you down. We're going to just extend this, and you just, mercy. You just call mercy.
Yeah.
Please, let up.
Yeah.
Almost like you were a spy and you're being tortured. You're like, please, just let me go.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
There's
That's
some
how they
parallels.
treat you, and they treat you like a criminal, but you, like this one case we're in right now, these two women from Georgia are suing us because we put up the truth. We caught them shoving ballots through machines several times. We put up the video.
But no court has found any information that would have
We know the
the
FBI did
any state or something.
The FBI did a report on their actions, and in their summary, they don't even address their actions. They address these suitcases, ballot cases, and that's all they say. They don't even address that they were shoving ballots through numerous times, the same batch of ballots. So,
but there's something very telling about, number one, it's what people say, but what people don't say. Like you said, they're talking about what they're talking about, but that's not the question.
Right.
Let me give you a dissertation on dinosaurs. Okay, that's cool, but we weren't talking about dinosaurs. Can we get back to the question?
Yeah.
And the Brontosaurus, let me tell you, it can reach up to eat eucalyptus trees. You're like, that's cool, but can we please get back to the issue?
I mean, you are spot on, because with our case against these women, whenever the news media talks about it, of course, the gatekeepers of, everything dishonest about our government and all their lies.
The deep state. I just kind of...
Absolutely. They will just show you pictures of these women crying and how much they've been abused.
Aww.
They won't show you the video of them actually, what I think is a criminal act. And I believe strongly what they did was a criminal act, because I know of cases where people have been arrested and faced justice for doing similar things. And they will never show you that. They're just going to show you them crying. It's really disgusting how much they manipulate and gaslight the American public. And I think more and more and more people are onto it, especially because we have Joe Biden now. And they lied for so many years, and now here they are getting caught. And it's a lovely thing to see.
Would you call Joe Biden's exposure as the ultimate hoax? Like the thing that could be the gateway, the skeleton key to gateway. That was a nice segue there. But the skeleton key that unlocks all the other conspiracies and the other hoaxes, or the tent pole. You pop the one down and the whole circus tent collapses.
Well,
do you see it as being that significant when he
I think it
bombed
was
on
definitely
that debate
significant, and I think what it was Joe Biden took a devastating blow that night because he exposed himself. But I think just as much the media did. They lost because
they were in a no-win
situation anyway.
They couldn't lie about it, and they couldn't tell the truth, and it left them
right
in a spider web.
And then the next few days they're like, oh, maybe Joe does have a problem. It's like 2 weeks before they're saying these are deep fake videos of Joe Biden mumbling and walking off in Europe when everybody's watching some parachuters coming down, and Joe Biden just it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, they called them cheap fakes, and they said Biden is sharp as a tack. Neither of those things are remotely accurate.
Not even close. So, yeah, they got caught, and damn it, thank God, those people, they're bad people, and and this, it's just the start. Everything they've said for years now, every major thing they've said has been a freaking lie. So.
The fine people hoax, maybe another cornerstone.
Yeah.
When you say that this guy is literally Hitler, and he's going to steal your country, he's going to steal your democracy, there's never going to be another vote, is there any surprise that they're taking pot shots at him?
Yeah.
I mean,
of course not.
It's exactly what they've programmed people with their misinformation.
Yeah, it's just sad that people still believe that bullshit.
It
And
is.
plenty do, but I think more and more people are being red pilled and figuring out just how much bullshit they're pushing.
It's hard to avoid the black pill. There's good days, and then there's not as good days, and sometimes heavy consumption of media. You should, much like alcohol, take it easy. Don't sit there pounding the news too much, or else. How do you avoid the black pill and try to stay positive? Because we take a lot of losses in the liberty movement. We lose a lot, and it kills a part of us when we see society sliding down that slippery slope. And it doesn't have to. It doesn't need to. It shouldn't. Life would be better for almost everybody if we didn't. And it just happens. How do you stay positive? And stay on the red pill, not the black pill.
Yeah, I think we're so far in the game right now.
You're pocketing all your chips.
It's not like I
in
can say, well, I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll try something else. We're kind of stuck where we are, and and I'm very grateful that we're successful as we are, and we have an audience. But we just push forward. I don't feel like I have a choice right now, but
I think he and I feel the same way.
Yeah,
we don't want to do this, but someone has to.
Yeah, and
we can't keep on the path that we're on.
And we did this press conference earlier today where we exposed again. We broke new information about this Georgia case, that we're in.
Yeah.
And we exposed that it wasn't just the women shoving ballots through machines 3 times, but they shove it through the machine, they put it in a bin over here, somebody else comes over, takes this bin, shoves it through his machine. And what infuriates me...
There were no watermarks on these ballots, there were no numbers, seriously?
Right, and they've hid the ballots.
How is this...
They won't release the ballots.
I was going to ask you about the room. What is the latest
Yeah.
on the room? Because a judge said you have to open, they're like, cool, we're going to, we got to throw those all out.
And they won't do it. Yeah, they won't allow the ballots to be inspected.
Where the feds are scouting, like, who do you call on?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I think the feds were.
They are the
at this point. There's for numerous reasons, but I think the fact that you we have to keep speaking out because they want us, you know, they're coming after us hard. As an example
what is Trump
to
say?
everyone else. Yeah, they're not just after me, they're after everybody else.
I just happen to be standing.
Yeah, and we are definitely standing, you know, there, and we're getting plowed over. But you know what? We're going to keep throwing it in their face. They want us to have elections where you can't even challenge the fact that they're shoving ballots through the machines numerous
Whitmer
times.
just did that, right?
Yeah.
Whitmer just, now they're being countersued, they're trying to block it and stop it, but to block recount efforts, it's mind-boggling. And
she's just a stone cold Marxist, and she's
on the
dangerous.
short list for their party too. Which
scary,
is,
very
there's
scary.
nobody on their bench. It's like, oh, you get rid of Biden. Who are you going with?
Yeah,
Who? Judge Conlon? Like, there's
clowns.
no one on that bench.
Clowns. There's not one that makes sense. There's not one that has any charisma or appeal. So, yeah, they're in a hard spot.
No, absolutely.
We'll watch it play out.
Let me ask you real quick, and I appreciate your time, Jim. What we saw on Saturday, I think the world changed. There was a clear delineation. A new chapter has begun. What's your take on what we saw? How did you feel in that moment, in the couple of days of reflection since? And has anyone close to you that maybe leaned lefty? Has anyone kind of hinted that they're maybe seeing things differently now after a bloody president was lifted up?
Oh my God.
Fight.
It's just, I love seeing these videos out there. These people like, you know, I was a stone cold, you know, liberal. I was a feminist, but when I saw that guy stand up, I was like, that is my fucking president right there. You know, pumping his fist.
Chills, goosebumps.
I still get chills when I talk
I've cried
about
tears
it.
on it. Like,
I just never seen anything like it, and it was, this man is just bigger than life, and his you know, his legacy and his story just keeps getting, you know, growing and growing. It's just, we're living in a historic time with Donald Trump, and we didn't know it. So here we are. We might as well enjoy it.
That's why a month ago we were out in the Bronx. I was doing some reporting, and then I ended up jumping on with Pasovic, and they used some stuff for Real America's Voice, and a couple clips went to Ben, and then the day or two later we went to DC for the Libertarian Convention.
Nice.
I don't know if you were at that one, but if you've never seen that Trump to the rowdiest, most raucous, booing, aggressive crowd you've ever seen, stood there like a champ. And toward the end he goes, oh, okay, or not vote for me. You want to keep your 3%, keep your 3%. I mean, he just, all right, you want to lose another election, fine, but like, we overlap in enough places where you should join our team. I will put libertarians in my cabinet. And it's like, I'm just sitting there filming this thing going, what more do you want?
Yeah.
You're a fringe party with great ideals. Nobody passes your purity test.
Right.
Come on.
It's kind of crazy.
Can you carry a couple buckets of water? The town is on fire. You know, the thing about buckets, it's shut up and just help. You know, so it's just, Trump seems to be the right man for the right time.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know where we'd be without him, but he did pick J.D. Vance. Thoughts on J.D.? I don't know how familiar you are with him, or you're still learning about him. I'm kind of in that boat.
I've interviewed him before. I think he's fine. I think it was just
the beginning of the Never Trumper. He had a couple quotes, right?
Definitely not a couple. He didn't like Trump at all in 2016, which is interesting because he wrote a book about somebody like Trump. You know,
Hillbilly elegy.
And so that was interesting. I talked to him about that when I did interview him. I think when I heard it, it was like, oh, okay. I didn't, you know, I wasn't jumping up and down.
Right.
I don't think anybody was. I think it was okay. I didn't see his speech tonight. We were at a restaurant.
It's same.
And
I'm getting text messages. They liked him.
Okay. I like him. I think he's okay. And, you know,
he's youthful.
And that's okay.
And that's good when you're president, 78 years old, right? Yeah. But I was kind of hoping that Trump would also reveal his entire cabinet. They just put blood on your face. Like you were, so you were 2 inches away from permanently knowing the 3 names of that idiot on the rooftop. And I want to hear, who are your 30 people that you want in your cabinet? Like, should anything happen, God forbid, link yourselves arm in arm. And so you take him. We're standing. You got to come after all of us.
Yeah, and do a better job linking your arms than that little girl who was standing in front of him and couldn't even reach up to hear him. That was just pathetic.
Is that a DEI situation? And could that be the tentpole DEI situation where people are going to finally understand you have competence and then you have quotas? Quotas are really bad. Case in point, Exhibit A.
It was just a horrible display. And the fact that they're saying they want to get 30% women into the Secret Services, like why? There's no reason for that. I mean, just so you can feel good about yourself, when
Purity
you see,
tests.
when you see the president almost go down, and the woman's hiding behind him, she's supposed to be protecting him. I mean, it's
Can't holster the gun.
and the
Doesn't
three
know.
women are just erratic. They're just all nervous and stuff. It's like, what are we watching?
And Trump's 6 foot.
Yeah, 6'3" or 4", yeah.
He's a large man.
Yeah, and
you
weighs
just need to
240. Do you
physically.
think that little woman could drag him off the stage if he got hit? I don't think
Well,
so.
it reminds me of Elon Musk talking to Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and it was about DEI. It's like, oh, are you going to hire some short Chinese ladies to play on your Mavericks? That's what DEI is. Can you dunk the basketball or
Right.
not? That's called competence. It has nothing to do with discriminating against anyone. So,
Right.
I don't know. Okay, well, final question here. 2024 is up.
Yeah.
Do you have faith that we're going to get a true test, a true pulse of the American people in the election? Or are you slightly concerned that we might see a repeat of the shenanigans that has been accused in 2020?
I think we'll see a lot of the shenanigans. I don't think they've done enough to stop that. I think that's, the mail-in votes. We heard today from someone that it was in Georgia, they had 400,000 mail-in votes that came out of nowhere in 2020, and that flipped the state. 400,000.
Out of
Most
nowhere.
of them went to Biden, of course, and as long as they can do that, I think the people are with Trump. I think he probably win 65%. I really do at this point. But it's going to be hard with I believe they're cheating. And I said, as we started our conversation, we've caught them cheating. Republicans need to wake up and do more. I think they're still stuck in this paradigm where they just want to think you can go out and sign up some people on the weekend, which is a great thing. And those 5 or 10 voters is going to help. And the Democrats are cheating and throwing buckets of fake registrations into the pot. So we're in serious position here. Trump's got to just win solo. People need to wake up in the Republican Party, especially.
And that's the 4 words: too big to rig. Just make it such a landslide that you can't even cheat this
that would
time.
have to be huge. Yeah.
All right,
They
well,
cheat a lot.
we will-
Joe Biden, 81 million. It's like,
Come on. He was the least liked person in his party other than his VP. They're the 2 least charismatic,
Right.
least likable, least trustworthy people
Didn't
you know.
campaign.
Least qualified. Oh, yeah.
Didn't
From
campaign
his
and had no
basement.
charisma.
8 circles of people. 16 people at a rally, and Trump's filling out stadiums.
So
81.
they're not afraid to do anything. They're just pure Marxists right now. They don't care. They just have lots of power. So we'll
Agreed.
see.
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you for your time.
All right.
Tell us about the place that we're at on the way out, because that guy that was doing the magic blew your mind.
Yeah.
It happened to
Blue
us
guy.
30 minutes. But tell us where we are, the coolness of this place.
So this is what is this place?
The safe house.
The safe house in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and you have to, have a password to get in, or do what? Tricks make an ass out of yourself. to
Yep,
walk in the
I had to
door?
pull out of a hat and I had to dance or do some stuff. Yeah. It's classified. I can't describe what happened.
Anyway,
This is a
pretty cool
special place, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty neat.
Excellent.
Some secret doors and stuff.
Awesome. Jim, thank you so much for a few minutes. I appreciate your time, and
All right.
good luck with the lawsuit. I mean, you're fighting for all of us, actually. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate that, yeah.
And to be continued.
All right, we'll see.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.